you guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is Guitar Secret, the Lydian mode. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, also join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy to discuss with others about upcoming tutorials, stuff like that. There's a free membership, you can follow all the topics there, and the premium membership if you want to download the backing tracks or tabs associated to any tutorial. Okay, Lydian mode. What is that? Lydian mode is one of those modes. You have the major scale, we have the minor scale, but we also have the modes. And I want to just talk about the Lydian mode, what it is, how to use it, when to use it, and how to get the best sound out of it. And this works for any genre, but I will put more the highlight on pop rock and not so much to jazz, because jazz is a little bit different from the phrasing, but it's basically for any genre to understand the Lydian mode, what it is, the upper structure things, the upper structure triads which define a Lydian mode situation, and so on. So let's get started. Alright guys, the Lydian mode is a major mode. What does that mean? It is related to the normal major scale, and I'm referring to this pattern here, but you can use any pattern. So the pattern of the normal major scale is this. This one here. And I'm doing it in C, okay? So that will be the normal major pattern, okay? And the intervals of the major pattern are really simple. Root, the intervals, root, the seconde, second, the triad, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, one, the second, the third, the fourth, and so on. These are the intervals. It's very simple in the major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. Now the Lydian is just one note away from the normal major scale, so the 4 becomes a sharp 4. So 1, 2, 3, here's the 4. Sharp 4 meaning it goes up. Okay. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's now the difference between the normal major scale and the Lydian scale, or Lydian mode. Sounds really different, it sounds more lyrical and more blue. However, so that's the Lydian mode. Where does it come from? If you have a normal song, and it's as an example in G major, so G, and we have the regular progression G to C to D major, the normal L form, okay? Here 1, 4, 5, this is position 1, this is the 4th chord, that's also a major chord, C and the D. In this case we have G, the G major scale. When you start here on the C, it creates the Lydian scale. You see, it sounds different when you start somewhere else, okay? So that the Lydian mode is used in a situation where you're in a song, as an example in G. In this case, when you go to the C on the 4th position, then you play the Lydian mode. Okay? So that's a situation where you're going to play it, and you can find out in a progression that where if you find any major chord on the 4th position, so the 4th position is just 1/4 above the root note here, from the G to the C, that's the 4th position. So this will be the Lydian position. Here you play Lydian. Okay. So that's a situation which works, but you can also solve this problem just by playing G major of the entire song. But now comes the cool thing. If you want to create a song and highlight the Lydian mode, there are a few songs like Joe Satriani's Flying in a Blue Dream is one. This one. Okay. Probably you know it. There we play Lydian, and this is called a modal improvisation. And we also, now we go deeper into Lydian, how to play it, how to highlight the Lydian mode in your improvisation. Also, if there's not a progression, if just a C chord in a song, how do you find out if it's Lydian or normal major scale? It's really simple. You find out with the upper structure triads, like as I played before. The upper structure triad of Lydian is the D. So this is C and this is the D. So if you have D with C in the bass, that would be this one here. Now you hear it. This is typical Lydian, okay? So that's the main thing to know. Highlight the upper structure triad, in this case the D. You can also do like this. This is the D. And now we create Lydian. So if you have a tune and you just play chords, and like the bass is always C, but you want to make it more interesting, you probably say, I'm going to play Lydian, then you play C, and then you play D. I'm going to show you. I create a little track for you. See, it works. Or like this. C, now D. This creates the Lydian sound, okay? You can make a whole song just based upon Lydian. Now if you want to highlight this in your soloing, also I'll show you a few tricks. I'm going to play with slight distorted guitar, but you can also play jazzy with a clean sound. But yeah, it's not really a matter which sound you choose. So I'm going to switch off the delay quickly. So again, if you want to highlight the Lydian, the sharp 4 is the note to target. Okay? Or if you start here, C. If in this case, the F sharp. Let's see how that sounds if you highlight that note. Now maybe I zoom in a little bit more to see what I'm exactly doing. So I was playing around the F sharp, okay? Sounds really awesome. What you also can do is play around, you play alternative modes. You can do, since we are having a C and then a D with C in the bass, we can play major pentatonics, C major pentatonic, and then move it up, the C major pentatonic, then go up to D major pentatonic. That also works. It's really cool. What you also can do, sorry, is play the arpeggios. So instead of just playing the chords, you make arpeggios, C major arpeggio and D major. Or and when you play arpeggios, it's always cool. Play one up, one down. As an example, C major arpeggio, G major down. Okay, let's see. Or you can make it all. That also works. Depends how good you are in arpeggios, but you can keep it simple, but it's really cool, make up or down. Okay? Also, something like this, that's a typical jazzy. Something like this. As I said, up, down, C up, G, D down. Also works. And so on. And so on. It's really, this is the way how you highlight the Lydian mode. It doesn't have to be really complicated. What you also can do is play like play arpeggio like the C major arpeggio, like here, and then the D, D7 arpeggio. That also works. It's the same thing, but now not with triads, with the 7 chords. The same thing also works. Also works. Yeah. But basically, the main thing is that you always highlight the mode which you're playing. You do it either with targeting the F sharp, the sharp 4, or highlighting the upper structure triad or upper structure chord thing, which resolves out of the modes. A mode is defined either to the defining notes or the defining progression. In this case, the progression is 2 major chords just beside to each other, and the lower one is the Lydian, is the one which has the Lydian scale. Okay guys, that was Guitar Secret's Lydian mode. Just to that you understand what it is. Depends of course upon your playing abilities how much you can highlight the Lydian mode. The easiest way just to play the sharp 4 interval, or just simply play the defining progression, 2 major chords beside each other, and then you're pretty fine to go. If you want to practice this a little bit with this backing track I just created, and also on the tabs about the theoretical information behind this, it's available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy for premium members, but also please join as a free member if you just want to follow what is going on in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. That would be really cool. Yo, that's all. Please also subscribe to my channel, share my channel. It can always grow. The more follows, the better is for you, because then I can make it more and more professional. Yo, Me and Dr. Pink are playing a little bit for you to end up this thing, to give some inspiration what you can do upon such thing, and just get inspired. And the Lydian mode is really a very lyrical, very dark blue mode, and it's really nice to dive in deeply. Whatever genre you play, the Lydian scale or mode always creates this soft and wide feeling, and it's really also important when you learn modes. Don't only listen to how they sound, just go. Try to listen to it and how it sounds, how it affects you emotional, like you can really dive into a mode. And I mean, in jazz, you don't have so much time sometimes to really dive so deep into a mode, but still try to explore a mode also emotionally, not just only here on the fretboard. Yeah. That's all me and Dr. Pink are having to say. I'm going to play a little bit for you and saying goodbye.